Okay, hello. We are outside 11902 Crofton in Garfield Heights. I'm kind of going to be fighting the sun from this angle, so I do the best I can. But as we start the exterior walkthrough, there are some commercial buildings at the main street there. And again, you know, the neighboring properties all appear to be well maintained. You know, they have newer roofs, so it seems like people are keeping up with the property. Speaking of the roof, this property here, you can see it is a dimensional shingle. I'd say it's probably about 20 or so years old. There is some wear on the rear of the house, which is the south-facing side, so that's pretty typical. There is some life in it, no urgent need, but just you'll see that noted in the report. This downspout here has been disconnected from the below grade tie-ins, which could be a municipality issue, but it's kind of just tucked underneath this soil and mulch and really should be improved. And again, there's a lot of really typical things going on here. We have some settlement of the concrete, and you can see past sealing attempts here at the joint. And of course, when I go in the basement, I'll show you some more. There's some attempts to kind of seal it. So really, not a major moisture issue down there, but surface water improvements would be definitely recommended. You also see this vertical settling crack. Now that has formed, you can see the rear lot slopes. I don't think it's really showing up on the video, but it's a pretty good drop from the rear lot towards the house, which of course puts a lot of water pressure against this rear foundation wall. It has bowed. Again, you know, it really takes a lot to compromise a foundation wall. This one is not there yet, but it's certainly worth noting. There's additional things that can be taken. Again, it's just something I see a lot of. You can see there's this gutter here is dripping as we speak, and there's a lot of water being held in there just due to improper alignment. So that's putting a lot of moisture. There's actually a little bit of moisture coming into the basement in this area due to that gutter. So that's kind of the main thing. Again, I don't think it's the wall needs to be repaired, but it's certainly worth monitoring, and repairs may be necessary down the road. So look at the back of the house. Garage. There is electrical out there. There's no overhead opener. The roof on this garage as well is in okay shape, but it's going to need some attention here too in the near future as well. So my comments will reflect that. Head up this driveway here. You can see there's a nicely upgraded electrical panel in the basement interior, of which of course I'll show you. But you can see the meter and service have been upgraded to 100 amps, which is good. You know, obviously this home was 60 amps at one point, probably for the first 50 years or so. So that's definitely a good upgrade. And everything else from here is kind of typical, smaller. There's a couple other small exterior things. Electrical outlet behind this shrub here should have ground fault protection. But that is the gist. I'm gonna head down to the basement and talk about things down there, especially that rear wall, in a little bit more detail. Okay, I'm down in the basement of the home, starting on the unfinished side. Just a quick pan. I'm actually gonna head over here to the finished side. You can see there's ceiling tiles and this wood paneling. Nice old wood paneling. One thing to note, I know we're not doing the sewer camera scope, but the stack is enclosed anyways, so I would not have been able to access that. Home has copper water line coming in, which is what you want to see. We're going to come over here to this side. First thing I'd like to show you is there's quite a bit of this asbestos tape. You know, it's not uncommon to see this, you know, and this home here obviously has the majority of the ductwork down here wrapped, It's starting to tatter in a few spots. If you are going to address it, I would address these kind of problem areas first. The furnace, I'm going to head this way without trying to hit my head. It's 2008. There's also an updated water heater here. 2017 on that. I wanted to talk about these walls. You know, we spoke about that on the exterior, but you could see they've kind of added a lot of concrete here to seal the what's called the cold joint. And really, I think addressing the exterior issues with the gutters and driveway, like we spoke about out there, is the correct way to go. And of course, you know, we see here this foundation wall from that rear grade and problematic gutters has been bowed due to water pressure. But again, it's one of these situations where, you know, it hasn't impacted the structure yet. It would be good to address this issue. There's no immediate structural concern that I'm seeing, but of course, if the surface water is allowed to continue to build up there, it could cause more of an issue. And then we do see some standing water right here. I thought it may be coming from this condensate drain, but you can see it's kind of on the wall here, and I believe it is more than likely coming from that problematic gutter out there. So let me head over this way. There's a nicely upgraded electrical panel. And of course, by now, I'm sure you're more than familiar with knob and tube wiring, which we do see up here, just very typical. So that is that for the basement. Again, there's going to be additional comments in the report, but I'm going to head upstairs and I'm going to shoot the main and second level all in one video. Okay, now I'm up at the side entry door of the home, coming up from the basement as we enter the kitchen. The seller has noted that this dishwasher is leaking in the back and it was supposed to be repaired. It has not been yet, so I did not run that. You'll see that noted in the report. The home has had the majority of the windows replaced. You can see this thermal seal here, if you can see that cloudiness. So that would be a defect in the report. And pan back, give a shot of the galley style kitchen there. We come into the living room. Again, pretty typical. The majority of the windows have been replaced with the exception of this large picture window. These windows can be really expensive, so people tend to leave them. It's in good condition overall. It's a fixed wood window with a aluminum storm window. You can see there is a cracked pane here. So that will be a notation in the report. Typical bungalow with 2 bedrooms on this level. Hang on one second, let me hit this light. Kind of neat. This rear door has been added. I don't think this is original to the house. You can see it's missing a deadbolt, which should be replaced. Bathroom here. Fiberglass surround. We're going to come to the front bedroom. It's the bigger of the 2 rooms here. And we're going to have the stairs. And again, very typical for these homes. At some point, this space here has been finished and converted. You can see the 2-prong electrical outlets, so everything is proper there for knob and tube. Kind of has this wood paneling and wood fiber ceiling tile. There is an HVAC supply, which is good. And there is some attic space here. These little accesses, and you can see, let me get my flashlight here, Again, very typical. The insulation has fallen away from the rafters and really should be replaced. So that's it for the interior video, and actually the whole video as a whole. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.